productivity, loss of lives, loss of private and government property, looting, and vandalization of assets. This government has only been in office for 1 year. Cutting of the head is not the solution to a headache. Inflation is worldwide. Our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, had very little choices when he assumed office. He had to take the bull by the horn. He had to remove the subsidy. He had to flood the naira. Otherwise, it would have been worse. Trust me. Ladies and gentlemen, this administration has initiated a lot of interventions to cushion the effect of inflation. Recently, we've had the announcement of the minimum wage. We've had a lot of youth and vulnerable empowerment. Student loans are being put in place. Agric and fertilizer inputs are being given to our farmers. They have provided food items as palliatives at subsidized prices, amongst others. Great Nigerian students, this current wave of inflation is biting everywhere. It is in the UK, in the US, in Ghana, and in Egypt. So it is not peculiar to Nigeria alone. Which investor will be attracted to a nation that is under siege by protesters or perceived as not peaceful? Please, do not allow yourself to be used by a so-called leaderless movement sponsored by frustrated politicians who tried in the past and lost. We do not need protest. We must not gamble with anarchy. Please let us dialogue. One.
Ìgbà kan máa dé, àsìkò kọ́ṣì ń bọ̀ wá, ìgbà kan máa dé, àsìkò kọ́ṣì ń bọ̀ wá, tólórò máa sáré, ọlọ́pàá máa sáré, ayé máa sáré, ẹyẹ tí ò dúró rere máa sáré, àlórà máa sáré, hs tí kò mọ kankan máa sáré, everybody máa sáré, gbogbo wa pátá máa sáré, ìgbà yẹn ti dé, àsìkò yẹn náà là wá. Ìgbà yẹn ti dé, àsìkò yẹn náà là wá, everybody máa sáré, ọlọ́pàá máa sáré, àwọn tó ń ṣòro gan máa sáré, olúmọlẹ̀ máa sáré, àpènà máa sáré, olúwo ìlú gan máa sáré, everybody pátápátá máa sáré, gbogbo wa máa sáré, àwọn ọmọ fantasy base máa sáré, àwọn ọmọ tomorrow base máa sáré, akíndòyìn base máa sáré, ayépéjọsọ base máa sáré, everybody pátá máa sáré.
Everybody, sorry, you will learn it. I'll keep playing it. But it's in the same. I know it was fast forwarded. Come on. That's a joke. He's a drug addict too, okay? Dubious Jacobo. I mean, that's not the point right now, okay? So the video was fast forwarded. However, here is one professor's response to Dubious Jacobo. Listen.
And please,
hang on. No. So I want to say, I think we have a lot of us in tonight. A quick one, all right? I just checked. So we are over 2,400 or something. So please, right, if you are joining this and you haven't really liked the broadcast on YouTube, you know, please, okay? It's just going to take you a moment while you watch this. Take a moment off the comment section, right? Go under the video, like it. And if you just stumbled on this broadcast now and you haven't really subscribed to this channel, please do. You can take it back, you know. If I say something you don't like tomorrow, you can take your subscription back. People do that to me all the time. Yeah. If this is your first time, I mean, okay? But at least subscribe. And if I say something you don't like tomorrow, I say something about somebody you don't think I will ever say something about among those criminals in Nigeria, right? And you can just take it back. Right, let's go back into the Babcock University graduation ceremony.
I'm pleased to invite Dr. Michael Ajala, the president of the graduating class postgraduate, for his own short speech.
Good afternoon, everybody. Our Excellencies, may I please stand on the existing protocol. It gladdens my heart to be here with everybody. Our first, getting a PhD a few months short of 64, and passing through the rigors of academics in the past 8 years. And that is the story of every one of us, especially those of us that had the privilege of going through the elongated program. We come from Lagos every week, or from Ibadan, Kaduna, Abuja. And I remember there was a time coming from Lagos to Ilishan, we take you 5 hours. And going back, we take another 6 hours. But we persevered and we won. I wouldn't want to repeat myself and repeat what others have said. But I want to charge us. The only way we can patch this country again is to be our brother's keeper. There is no point of you acquiring wealth and stashing them outside the country when your fellow Nigerians are suffering. I am very happy that 2 of our governors are here. This country is always shouting the name of the president when they are in need. Nobody is talking of our governors. We must please query our governors, query our chairmen of councils. We must ask questions. We voted for them. They are responsible to us. And please, don't stand on the sideline. Be a true Nigerian. When you elected somebody to serve you, that person is not your leader. That person is supposed to be your servant. To make this country great, I plead with us, touch lives, and touch lives. You will read my speech on the paper, and I will say thank you to everybody for gracing this occasion and making it memorable for the graduating class. And to my graduating colleagues, I say, God bless you. Congratulations. More wins.
Let's be poor. Breathe. Don't suffocate them. If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Yeah, it's a successful, again, a town hall, different from Bulaba.
That's Tifnumbu. That's Kalu. So yeah, that's a beautiful one there. Dubious Dakwa thought he was talking to dons or dunces. There's inflation in the UK. There's inflation in America. That's what they say to them in Nigeria. UK inflation is, it's a single-digit inflation. Less than 3% is our inflation in the UK. America inflation is 1-digit inflation. Less than 4% inflation. I think it's even like less than 3% as well in America. Food inflation in America is less than 2%. Food inflation in the UK is less than 2% as well, right? Inflation in Nigeria is 34%. Food inflation in Nigeria, 44%. Minimum wage in America per hour, $15. Minimum wage in the UK, 15 pounds. Now, minimum wage in Nigeria, 70,000 naira a month. Minimum wage in the UK is 15 pounds per hour. Minimum wage in America is $15 per hour. And you can have a whole day. You can have, like, let's say, 150 pounds, $150 a day, even as a cleaner. In Nigeria, as a cleaner, you get paid $38. It's even up to $38. $38 or $41 or 38 pounds. And then the governor is telling them the whole world is suffering it. That's what they tell them in Nigeria. It's the same all over the world. There are homeless people in America. They have homeless people in the UK. There are so many people that are... You get that? People knows now. They now know what it is like in America. You see the mistake these criminals in Nigeria are making? They are using their old order to handle the generation that is more sophisticated than them, but not as crude as them. They were crude. They were mean. And that is why when they went for power, it was blood for blood. We are smarter than them, but we are not crude. We do not have these blood shots in a way that is not our own photo. We were raised to be submissive. An average Nigerian is raised to be submissive. Don't ask questions. Keep your head down. Don't look at somebody who is richer than you or somebody who they believe is more powerful than you. Don't look them in the face. That's disrespectful. If you see older people lying, this bunch of liars, so if you see them lying, also most of them have low self-esteem. So they cover their low self-esteem with, I am older than you. How dare you ask me that? How dare you talk back? How dare you ask that question? Mostly it is because of their inferiority complex, okay? Low self-esteem. So they didn't raise us to ask questions. So they are surprised that a lot of us actually have gone beyond them. Instead of asking them for these questions or asking them these questions, we found answers ourselves. We are smarter than them, but we are not crude like them. Maybe we should be more brutal. When we add crudity and brutality to our smartness, they will run out of town. They would run out of town. So people don't need to listen to politicians to tell them about China, tell them about America, tell them about UK. They now have access to see what is going on everywhere. 40-year-old Nigerian in Nigeria, you can never compare him to 40-year-old British, 40-year-old, even 40-year-old Nigerian American. So why is that? Why did they make it normal there for you to be growing like a dwarf mentally in that place? Why your mates are growing mentally, intelligently elsewhere? These are the questions you should be asking yourself. People no longer want to listen to these guys except those ones they believe shouldn't know better. So their days are numbered. Absolutely, their days are numbered. That is why brutality, violence, threats, they have always been their tools. They have always been the tools in their toolbox. If they try to bribe you, you say no. They will threaten you. If you still say no, they will unleash violence on you. If you still say no, then they will attempt to kill you. This is their way until they have what they want or you run to exile. At least if you are not there, you can't do anything. But thank God for social media. Thank God for the availability of information for those who seek the information. So these guys still think they are talking to people who are like as stupid as they imagine. But Baba, the ground is sinking, paying people to go and denounce the protest they were never part of. It's not really going to work. Somebody explained that to us better here. Please listen. A proper CSO, civil society organization member, they are not faceless. They are joining. But majority of the mobilization that is being done on all social media platforms right now is so massive that you can feel the panic in the air. A breath of fresh air where somebody is actually stating facts than whatever they are putting out there to make you feel like it's not going to happen.
Well, Raswajani, we are told that over 90 civil society groups have withdrawn from this planned protest on August 1. Is your group one of the groups that have withdrawn? And then the groups that have withdrawn, do you think that this is an indication of the efforts by the federal government of Nigeria, the state governments, the APC governors, the traditional rulers to say, look, this is not the time for protest?
Thank you, Ruben. Well, I think what the federal government should do, rather than embarking on this unnecessary waste of public taxpayers' money to be mobilizing and recruiting, faceless groups to say that they are withdrawing from the protest, or recruiting some religious or traditional leaders who, on their very watch, they see the intensity of violence in our country. the intensity of corruption, looting like it has become a passion. They've seen the poor economic management system in the country, and they are not all talking about. They see the judicial corruption going on. As a matter of fact, many Nigerians, they don't even want to go to court. They don't want to go to police station because as long as you do not have money or you are not connected to power, you may not be able to get justice because many Nigerians are losing confidence also in our institutions. So it's not about coming to mobilize all these people to mobilize the protest. In my opinion, if government has been if government has been listening and also coming up with policies and programs that will alleviate the suffering Nigerians are going through, I don't think people will want to come and do protests. Secondly, if Tinubu administration have come out with a clear framework to say, okay, we are going to, between now and this time around, we are going to deal with one issue or we are going to deal with another issue, I think Nigerians are very patient and very reasonable. They will listen. But they have pushed people to the extent that people, when they are kidnapped, openly, kidnappers are collecting ransom. And if your family do not have money, then you are wasted. So look, for how long shall people keep quiet and then the official continue to recklessly, run the affairs in the country? I think this is what, cultivated and motivated people to say they want to do this. I don't think it is about some organization coming to do this thing. I think it is Nigerians who are just tired of the system that appears not to be working. And I think government should have the opportunity to listen to people and take more progressive and more proper policies and programs that will address the concern they raise, rather than wasting public taxpayers' money, mobilizing religious, traditional rulers and faceless tech NGO to say that they have withdrawn. Let them withdraw. They have the fundamental right to withdraw. As a matter of fact, it's not necessary you must be in the protest, because protest is simply about expressing your concern, your worry. So if you are not worried about the killings in Nigeria, if you are not worried about the hunger in Nigeria, if you are not worried about the corruption and monumental looting that is going on in Nigeria, if you are not worried about the injustice and the recklessness in the country and complete, hopelessness that is going on in the country, you can decide not to, tell government that things are not going very well. But any patriotic and responsible Nigerians, whether you have come out for the protest or whether you did not come out of the protest, you should be able to feel the pains that majority of Nigerians are going through. And some people, because of abuse of power, they have even started arresting local non-violent people who simply say they are interested in joining the protest. So for me, government should invest its own time and energy to rustle up and confidence on Nigerians by coming up with programs that will address the concern that they have, not to really engage in unnecessary propaganda. Also, some security agencies threatening Nigerians who are not carrying any arms or who are not intending to do any violence, threatening them. Meanwhile, they cannot go and rescue people that have been abducted either in Zamfara or Katsina or wherever bandits and kidnappers have done that. We are still battling with Boko Haram in Borno, and then some security are making threats as if we are going to the army. What brought army into this matter? You have police, you have other security agencies that they should be able to be allowed to do their work. When they say they cannot do that, then the army can come. Let's for the army to now come and be threatening fire.
Rafsanjani, you are a civil society leader. Are you telling us affirmatively that the groups that you are associated with are going to be part of this protest? And that you are one of the leaders of the protest? Wait, hold on. And secondly, are you saying that President Tinubu is guilty of bad governance? The question with that will be, how? What do you think?
So, first and foremost, I am not an organizer of this protest, and my organization is not organizing any protest. But, we have the right to defend those who want to protest against bad governance, against bad system. So what we are saying, because it is a constitutional right of Nigerians to, express themselves, including you, Ruben, nobody should tell you that you should not do that. Nobody should come and lie to say that it is anti-Islam or anti-Christianity, because these two religions, they are preaching against injustice, they are preaching against corruption, they are preaching against killings of Nigerians. So why should somebody come and say people should not express worry about what is going on? Look, they have turned the protest into a different thing altogether. And, you do not need any organization to show that you are not happy with what is going on. I think it is a responsibility of every patriotic Nigerians to show that, the way things are going in this country is not going well. I don't think Tinubu himself is happy that under his own leadership, Nigeria is going down, in the way, we are going. I think even the president himself, he should really.
Thank you. I know I've got loads. Maybe I should stop fast forwarding or kind of putting the ones I fast forwarded, right? Sorry about that. If that makes you feel so much like, sorry about that. Okay. I've got loads of stuff here that I'm even yet to share with us. Okay. I am going to have to share every one of them before we go this evening. So let's continue. Now that's that, to let you know that, yes, all these ones that are saying they are pulling out, they were never part of anything. You are never part. There was never a time they called a meeting and said, all the NGOs, all the CSOs come together. No. There was never a time. Those who wants to express themselves and their leaders, the real three people that are organizing the protest in Nigeria, they are, they are as follows.
Who are those sponsoring protests against President Tinubu? There are three. 1, Tinubu's own ineptitude. 2. Unabated insecurity. 3. Worsening mass abject poverty.
Stephanie. So, and the people who are actually organizing this, they are not really faceless. They are Nigerians. The DSS has been tracking people down. There's a man that sent a message, forwarded a message to his son, WhatsApp. Forwarded a message to his son that these are the demands of the protesters and all of that. So when people go out and all of that kind of, this is what they are demanding for. And he forwarded it to his son. And the DSS, Dokpemu Stupid Service, they tracked the son. They called him. And when they got him, they arrested the son. Right now in Nigeria, MTN users, they are already receiving messages saying their SIM card has been blocked. Yeah. So they are flagging and blocking MTN and other local lines in Nigeria of those perceived as threats. All of a sudden, telecom providers overnight are requesting users to come to the offices to resubmit their NIN. Blocked line can only check their balance and make calls, but cannot have access to recharge data for social media. Do you get that now? So you get this message, you are temporarily blocked. Please contact customer care. So Tinubu has recruited not just the media, they've recruited the telecom providers. Just keep paying attention to all of these people, okay? And the role they will play or they are playing in all of this. So, and that is another way to track everyone hearing the message or mobilizing for the protests. Okay? So they are doing all of that, but I don't think that is really changing anything. Well, here, listen to this.
So what I want to talk for this protest about to take place, we say, make we know, I don't see and say, government don't they use all these bodies, like religious bodies, like government agencies. They don't use them, don't begin to enter people. They don't even they use ethnic nationalities, all just in efforts towards this protest. So even can 19 states say, can one state no say, make religious bodies no say, we self understand role where they play for the society. Because themselves not they even help matter self. To me, after politicians self, now religious bodies so just look at what is going on now. Even politicians, religious bodies, and our traditional rulers. You see all of them, since when all this insecurity is there, when all this menace is there, when people no fit enter farm peacefully, bring out farm produce, they no fit talk. People they die, they no fit talk. See religious body, see, as if the masses won't fight for themselves alone. But these same people, we will suppose they hold accountable. We even suppose they accountable to us. You see them, they don't group back again, begin work against the protest. So what exactly is going on in Nigeria? What is happening? So as they do all this, as government, they make effort, they follow through all this instead of addressing the issues. Follow all this kurukere way. They won't use them, fight back against the protest because they don't want to face reality. They don't want to address the issues. They are not standing down all the excessiveness, misplacement of priorities. They don't want to stop oil theft. Look at how they are now even using the ex-militants, they use them, still they enter people. They use ethnic nationalities. They use, instead of addressing the issues, tell us that, okay, the cars we bought with 130 over 160 million. Okay, oh, we are not driving the cars again. Oh, we have to auction those cars. They need to begin the show walking. All those things will make us go in, they won't go into this agitation. So they need to show walking. So, but whether they like, if Christian Association of Nigeria, 19 states, like, or whatever, what is the traditional rulers, maybe say, themselves don't even cast Tete. Because we know the roles where then they play. Whether they like it or not, they go face them. Face where they go face them, be say, the truth go reveal by the time we start this protest. Police or soldier, you guys should know your role in this protest. Una say, una don't see all the mercenaries them when one sponsor this protest. Get their names, get them arrested, expose them, leave the innocent masses that are about to protest. So, whether I like them or not, anyhow the government like do, as far as the protest is for the betterment of Nigeria, to get things start working again, is the right of the people and not the way una go do. Anyhow, and I like make una go use all our agents, them one they use una don't they perpetrate. Look at a government that we voted for change. 8 years pass, 9 years pass, the same old story now and I see they talk. And you think the people are fools? The protests go on, nothing will happen.
This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Since 1992 when I encounter you, I don't think this is the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. That calls me his friend and I call him my friend. And calls me my son and I call him my father. This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Ekalo boko tubo dugare bebe. Ebikite bwa ima. Esi